Monica Colby is a character from the TV series Dynasty, which follows the lives of the fabulously wealthy Carrington and Colby clans. She is loyal, supportive, blunt, and good-natured to those around her, from family and business partners to friends and loved ones. As a Colby, she is family-oriented and has a close bond with her brother. Monica is first introduced as the best friend since high school of Fallon Carrington. And like Fallon, she is not only a socialite, but a prestigious business owner of Club Colby and co-owner of Broken Glass Records. I'll be defining her personality type, and we will be able to decode her set core emotions, fears, and beliefs that not only drive her actions, but also her image. I'll be using the Enneagram of Personality test, which is based on a system of personality typing that describes patterns in how people interpret the world and manage their emotions. Understanding her Enneagram type will help us see why she behaves in the way that she does, as each Enneagram type has a set core belief system that will motivate them to take particular actions. This relates to fashion, as fashion is a tangible depiction of identity, concepts, beliefs, and displays of the internal thought externally. Monica on the Enneagram test places as a 6 with a 5 wing, which can be summarized by 5 main basic points of character: being hardworking and intellectual, seeking support and guidance in others, fear of losing stability, projecting feelings onto others, and thinking very logically and analytically. The basic desire of this personality type is that they seek out security, but have a very logical approach. Since they value stability, they hone relationships to be close-knit, which they can show by protecting themselves and those that they're close to. Monica does this time and time again, as she goes to very great lengths to protect her family, and also takes part in many of Fallon's schemes. Monica is a character foil to Fallon, as she comes from a nouveau riche background and relied on scholarships to attend the expensive school where they first met. Monica appears to be more grounded and snarky towards Fallon's elitist, entitled tendencies. She later on admits in the finale that she herself is materialistic, but she does have a very different view on wealth than Fallon, which is evident within her fashion. Though at first glance, their style seems to be very similar, the girls actually dress quite differently. The undertones of Fallon's looks are very business savvy, projecting an image of a powerful woman, as she is very brash and attention-drawing, while Monica's looks are more understated, yet still very luxurious. The Colbys wear high-end designer that looks more avant-garde. This visually conveys on the spectrum of where they stand in terms of wealth, views, and values. Monica wears very vibrant, sharp, and feminine pieces that are very polished and having underlying sophistication. An example of an outfit that encapsulates her style is in Season 3, Episode 8, where Monica is wearing a Richard Quinn floral velvet turtleneck top with a Jeffrey matching skirt, Fulferania Eternity leather belt, Lulu Frost rainbow drop earrings, and Elizabeth and James quilted crossbody bag, and YSL teddy pumps. She has an elegant nature that is composed, calm, and gracious, yet very fun, sweet, and quite open. This is depicted by how her outfits show a subtle amount of skin. She will often sport mini skirts or opt for a high peekaboo slit. Monica can also be seen in many pieces made of very luxurious fabrics, such as tweed blazers and cashmere coats. She has the perfect balance of classic, chic, stable pieces and many loud, playful statement pieces. Though she has a soft, beautiful look and nature, this does not mean that she is weak and cannot stand her own. She solves problems practically and efficiently. Monica opens up her own club and puts forward her efforts into building this business. She is very involved with how the club functions and pays great attention to the details in order to make her vision a reality. This is part of her strength as an Enneagram 6 Wing 5. She has the ability to look to others but work very independently, have a passion for pursuing and being able to hone specifics and details. This perspective is mirrored in her looks. She often wears very intricate patterns, featuring geometrics consisting of many lines overall, or in concentrated amounts. She also opts for softer organic repeated patterns, such as florals and animal prints. She has many looks high in detailing, as this is a huge part of her personality that shapes not only her wardrobe, but also her world. Along with this, she wears structural garments, where the foundation of her look is formed, a reference to the stability that she often looks for. And this is formed by a statement piece, in which the rest of the look is crafted around. For instance, an extreme example of this Sadaya dress, or for a subtle one, this velvet long sleeve bodysuit by Faith Connection. Both are accessorized in balance with the amount of staple versus statements made to create a cohesive look. Monica does not shy away from accessories, but will use more minimal ones that draw the eye into certain features, the same way that she will look deeper into events and experiences. Monica creates balance through this, and will often do so by mixing patterns and prints with others, elevating the concept of the look into one that is more elaborate and complex. Much like her demeanor in this look of Season 2, Episode 20, where she can be seen in a Veronica Baird Mena gathered floral puff sleeve top, paired with Beatrice B star print pleated skirts, topped off with classic hoops and a belt to unify the look. Opposite to this, as she is quite versatile, she will often wear many monochromatic looks. As the name suggests, mono meaning one and chroma meaning color. A monochromatic outfit consists of different pieces of clothing in either the same color or various shades. This styling technique is extremely chic and very soft or pleasing to the eye, often elevated with textures, layering, and endless possibilities of detailing. Even in hard times, Monica's views of the world remain the same, as she is highly composed and analytical. For example, she is willing to help her brother, and he is trying to marry Fallon for his own plan to bring down the Carringtons. Here, she is able to pretend that she's a friend to Fallon. In an effort to keep the plan going, she is able to create an image that caters to this through her clothing. Hence, a overall warm demeanor to conceal her withdrawn emotions towards her old friend, who she's stood by time and time again until this betrayal. She examines the world around her and remains loyal because a Type 6 personality generally prefers to build support networks through alliances with others. Type 5s are extremely self-reliant. They minimize their needs and take refuge in their inner worlds, meaning they're not dependent on these relationships, but will hold them very close to their heart and do whatever it takes to maintain the ones that they value. Her personality type defends themselves by projecting their own feelings onto others, which can often enhance their distrust of the world, but bring out underlying factors often overlooked to the surface. She makes herself appear more available to those who she is close to, and will be more cold for the ones that she's disconnected to, or those that have crossed her. She seems outwardly calm, and uses her image as a shield in times where she needs to reflect, because Monica's wing 5 makes her very reserved and introverted. She has softer lines in times where she reconnects with those that she would consider to be an ally in her worldview, which relies on composure and logic.
Down is more your thing, Kirby. Crystal and I will distract Ashley's preppy posse.
So inconsistency or rejection will cause her to turn to use clothing as a symbolic boundary between herself and others. She's utilizing clothing as an identification tool. She denotes power socially, emotionally, and strategically with her style, as her personality type is one that tends to be highly intellectual and cautious. They are very loyal but independent.
I've heard her. She's got it. And I've got this. I'm the creative judgment, remember?
usually leaving them to be more serious and focused than others. Even at social functions, her demeanor is warm yet has serious undertones. She understands that her image, business, and personal life are all intertwined. She will often wear very glamorous looks for parties, featuring aspects and variables such as golds, sequins, and drape herself in jewelry. Her gowns have a very old Hollywood type look, and her mini dresses are very vigorous, making her look perfect for any party or potential business opportunity within the music industry. Glam fashion and music often go hand in hand, making her image one that works well within this environment. Monica's sartorial style is one that is both functional and expressive, eye-catching, classy, and modern. Her personality type is motivated by the search for clarity and safety through the process and pursuit of knowledge acquisition. Her wardrobe provides a state of being that makes her open to evolving, whether that be within business or relationships, while forming a state of security and composure that is glamorous, feminine, outspoken, and intellectual, just as Monica is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and comment. Thank you so much for watching.